Perfection is nothing short of a habit at Jeep. And when it comes to making the Jeep Compass, we have global gold standards to follow. In our metrology lab, we have a perfectly built, zero-error tolerant Jeep Compass. Every part which wishes to make it to the final production has to be tested against this magnificent reference of perfection. To minimize even the slightest margin of error, we employ a diagnostic system of 34 cameras which check and recheck the Jeep at every stage. These keen automated eyes tolerate nothing, not even a blemish. Oh, sorry. As I was saying, the Jeep Compass, passionately built for perfectionists. The Jeep Compass is being built in India as a modern, premium, global SUV. We have a premium instrument panel inside, which goes hand in hand with the intelligent tech outside. The premium interior panel is both soft to the touch and has a perfect grain, as we use a segment-first technique of negative vacuum foaming and in-grain molding to shape the panel to perfection. On the outside, this vehicle has industry-leading suspension capabilities with maximum wheel travel, as well as the segment-first frequency selective damping. This ensures a comfortable and sure-footed drive on any road with unparalleled comfort and a fine driving experience. The Jeep Compass is truly one of a kind. Building strong and capable SUVs is everyday business for the Jeep brand. And the story continues as the Jeep Compass gets built in India, for India and the global market. To ensure that only the strongest of materials go into the Jeep Compass, we hot stamp 27 crucial parts. A process that makes the steel really strong while keeping it lightweight. As an added bonus, this also improves the fuel efficiency of the vehicle. To add to the durability of the Jeep Compass, adaptive laser weld arms meticulously weld the SUV into its final impeccable form. These lasers are the tools of heavyweights. At Jeep, we make sure that even the doors are laser welded. An industry-first process, which means that there is no compromise in strength and quality whatsoever. It is this strength that makes the Jeep Compass an engineering marvel.
With the new Jeep Compass, Jeep is closing a very important gap in their SUV portfolio, because this is the first car of Jeep in the so-called compact SUV segment. Very important, this is the most growing segment regarding to cars worldwide. So this is really a very important car for Jeep. What it's capable of, how it drives and what makes this car different, let's have a closer look now.
Our test car features the 1.4-litre petrol engine, and that delivers 170 brake horsepower, 250 Nm of maximum torque. In our test car, it's combined with the 9-speed automatic gearbox, and I have to say that package works quite well. But when you drive, for instance, uphill, I think the revs are a bit too high. It's something I don't like, so I do prefer bigger engines there. I think that's more character. But the car is, to be really honest, for a day-to-day drive, perfectly equipped.
Jeep offers a variety of different diesel and petrol engines for the new Compass. There is first a 1.4-litre petrol engine with two different levels. So we have either 140 or 170 horsepower. The 140 version comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox and is a front-wheel driven car. The 170 horsepower version offers all-wheel drive and the 9-speed automatic. On top of this, there is a 2.4 liter engine that offers 184 horsepower. Very important, that comes as standard with all-wheel drive and the 9-speed automatic. Talking about the diesel engines, they offer a 1.6 liter engine with two different outputs. One is 120, the other one is 140 horsepower. The 120 horsepower version offers only front wheel power and only a 6-speed manual gearbox. The 140 horsepower version you can have either with a 6-speed manual or the 9-speed automatic transmission. And very important, this one comes with all-wheel drive. And then there is a top model, which is a 2-liter diesel that offers 170 horsepower. That comes as standard with all-wheel drive as well with a 9-speed automatic.
So now we've changed the car, and now we're driving the Compass Trailhawk, which is the real off-road version. And that car, different to the standard Compass, offers more ground clearance. We're talking about nearly 23 centimeters here. And this car also features skid plates to protect the car from beneath. And very important, we do have, as the other Compass, different drive modes, which are auto, sand, mud and snow. But with this one you have an extra mode, and this one is called rock, which means this is for real rough grounds when you drive very slow. And I have to tell you, that really is great fun, and this really shows that driving an SUV does not mean that you can't go into real rough terrains.
Jeep is positioning the Compass between the Renegade and the Grand Cherokee, and you find loads of these cars at the design of this car as well. Have a look at the front. You see something we already know from the Grand Cherokee, which is this very flat grille and this very slim headlights here. And when you go to the rear, you see, I think, a lot more from the Grand Cherokee lines than from the Renegade lines. And that makes sense, because the Renegade looks, especially at the front, a lot more like the Wrangler or the Willys Jeep, so a lot more like an off-roader, while this car looks a lot more like the Grand Cherokee, which is an SUV. And this is the segment which is growing dramatically, the compact SUV. This is where Jeep wants to play and want to earn a lot of money. What else you will find regarding to highlights of the design, we asked the designer himself.
So now we're here next to the clay model of the new Jeep Compass, together with Klaus Busse. Klaus is one of the guys who is responsible for the design of the car. Klaus, what are the topics regarding to the design, and what kind of history do I find in this model or in the new Jeep Compass?
So like with every Jeep, there have to be elements that come from the past, from 1941, all the way with us from the beginning of Jeep. Of course, the 7-slot grille, which you will always find on any Jeep model, in the past, in the now, on the Compass, and of course in the future. But also functional elements like the trapezoidal wheel arch that are purely born out of function and have become an iconic Jeep element. But on top of that, with the Compass, we've tried something very modern, something very new. Even though the cabin space on the inside is very, very spacious, we have this amazing roofline, this chrome treated roofline, all the way from the A-post along the roof, all the way to the C-post. And what it does, even though the cabin space is very spacious, it gives the exterior a very low, very sporty appearance. So the combination of historic elements like the 7-slot grille, trapezoidal wheel arch, combined with very fresh, very unique and modern elements like the roofline.
Talking about interior and space, I have to say the new Jeep Compass offers more than enough space, even for a tall person like me. I do sit very comfortably here at the driver's seat. I can adjust the steering wheel at my seat position the way I want, so I can really control the car. And this is the same regarding to the space for my co-driver and even behind me. I think an adult can sit easily, even for a long trip. Talking about electronics, I have to say, we do find, of course, all the modern driver assistant and safety systems inside the car. Everything you expect will be available as standard or an optional extra. And regarding to the sat-nav and the infotainment system, I have to say you can have an up to 8.4-inch touchscreen system here that works perfectly. It's called Uconnect, and that offers everything you want. You can of course connect your smartphone easily via Apple CarPlay or Android Auto as well.
The Jeep Compass offers a load capacity of 438 liters with the rear seats up. That increases up to 1,251 liters when you fold down the rear seats. What I really like is this panel here, because this gives you the opportunity to choose between either having this flat loading floor or adjusting it and having the maximum boot capacity. And I think with that down, this car works for everyday use easily.
The Jeep Compass offers different drive modes. We do have sand, mud, snow and so-called auto. And if you buy the Trailhawk version, you will have rock as well, which is, I would say, the heavy-duty one. And I have to say, the car, regarding to the suspension, really makes a great job. It is stiff enough to give you the feeling of that you have a good connection to the road, and it's not too stiff, so it's still very comfortable. And I think this package works great, and together with the engine and the transmission, this is a really nice package that fits an SUV of this class absolutely perfectly. It's a very nice drive, and important while driving the car, where we found out it's quite quiet in here. So for instance, at the moment we're driving nearly 120 kilometers per hour, and as you hear, the noise level is quite low. This is something I really do like.
The new Jeep Compass is a real statement of the brand to say, yes, we now take part in the growing segment of the compact SUV. And it's very important for the brand because this car should be one of the best-selling cars of the brand in the future. I have to say I really like the idea of the car to look a bit more like a standard SUV than like a real off-road, because that really fits the segment a lot better. But for me, myself, I have to say, I prefer the Trailhawk version because I really like this robust look of the car. And very important, if you go off-road with that car, nothing will stop you.